She's rolling on a river.
Poppy, I'm worried about your legs. Are you comfy? Oh, she's crossed them. Good.
Babe, I love your Birkenstocks, by the way. No!
We would never know.
Don't tell anyone that. Tell everyone they're real. You wouldn't know that.
What make are they? I'm obsessed with a dupe.
Well,
I'm actually wearing a dupe
I was
today.
going to say you're wearing a dupe right now, babe.
Wearing a Tala dupe.
Well, you're also wearing a Lululemon dupe. Do you know how expensive those things are from Lululemon? I don't like to slag Lulu because I know that, we're desperate for them. But
I'm not. I get them.
this is so cruel, okay? So Lululemon, we both got one round of gifting from Lululemon. Thank you, love you so much.
So good.
And then, by the way, and it was like quite a lot of money. It doesn't get you very fucking... It doesn't... We've had a really big telling off about our swearing.
Sorry, we're all over the place already, but go on, carry on.
Anyway, then Lily, our manager, our lovely manager, said, oh, they're in for a second round. So there I am, filling up my basket.
She's excited. She's making a list. She's thinking, what am I going to get? I'm going to get my tight little black fit. Going to get my Aligns. Then what happens?
Then they say fitness instructors only. We're only gifting to fitness instructors. So I got the sack, basically.
Who's that? Only me.
And now she's dripping in Lululemon.
Little old me, fitness instructor. Hey?
And now she's dripping in Lululemon and fake Lululemon, and I'm not. It's so devastating.
You've got to wear actual clothes, God forbid. I haven't even got knickers on. I'm so sorry to tell everyone, but I had a nightmare today. I often don't go commando unless I'm in bed asleep, obviously. Do you ever go commando?
I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I went commando.
A lot of girls at Spin do... Sorry, we will get onto the topic any minute. A lot of girls at Spin don't wear knickers, I've noticed. Fine.
That's madness.
They
because
don't.
the chafing on your labia must be off the charts.
I agree because I'm experiencing it. I just experienced it on the Northern Line. It was very traumatic.
And you were even just walking. Imagine actually riding.
Hopping up and down.
A 1, 2. And
tapping it back.
Tap it back. And the chafing on the tap back must
outrageous.
be out of
I
control.
basically just did a circuit class. It was sprung upon me. It was meant to be a photo shoot and then it turned out to be real. Having to lift and goblet squat 20 kilograms and run on those bloody treadmills that you control. Horrendous. Anyway, I got so sweaty, so I had to shower. I stole these leggings, sorry, dig me, from the office, and I put my scraggy little bra on and I couldn't find any knickers on. I couldn't dare put my sweaty ones back on, so now I'm commando.
I think in that situation I actually would have, and everyone knows me, I'm a germ freak.
You'd have put your sweaty knickers back on?
I think I would have, because I would rather that than chafe my labia.
I don't know, I feel like I've got a dirty little secret. I was on a tube next to this man thinking, I've got no knickers on.
I'm chafing my labia right now.
So we are fresh back in London town from...
Barcelona!
What Spanish did you learn? Go on.
Okay. You can't say que tal because it's quite formal, and we're trying to be very informal on this podcast. We're trying to say que pasa.
Que pasa?
Que pasa? Muy guapa.
Very beautiful.
And then this man said, guapísima.
Ooh.
Then what else?
Didn't say that to me. Who was that?
What else have we got? Probably a perv on the street.
Little hola.
Hola, adios.
Do you remember how to say sorry?
Lo sientos.
Very good. So we went on our first holiday together.
Yeah, we did. We lost our holiday virginity together. It was actually really I don't know. I would never feel nervous about that sort of thing.
No.
But because we spend every day of our effing lives together. But sometimes you go on holiday with a new partner or a new boyfriend or new girlfriend, and you honestly you have to break up with them when you come home.
It's very scary. It can either make or break. I actually think it's very important to do early doors.
Agree.
If we're talking partners.
Agree.
Because I just think you learn a lot.
Totally agree. Especially if you don't live together.
Yeah. I mean, we left it quite late in the friendship, really.
Imagine if we came back and we hated each other.
3 years deep, and what? Now we just have decided that...
Thank God.
We took the risk and it paid off.
It was really, really fun.
And we didn't know that it would, because obviously I'm an early bird. Al's and Sorry, I must tell this story. So we went for this Spanish cooking class, which was amazing, really fun. We made paella with lots of other people, which was
lots of other people on a guided tour. Mental.
Yeah, a whole other story in itself. Anyway, it was quite late. It was unlimited sangria, which when something's unlimited, I think that means you must drink as much as you can.
As you should, babe.
So I was a little bit tiddled. Anyway.
A little bit is a bit. It's not strong enough.
It was quite late and we were bumbling back to our hotel. And Al just drops in. I'll have to shower when we get in. And I thought, shower, when we get in, it's ever so late.
Maybe it was only like 10:30.
It was 11.
Having a conversation with her any hour past 10:30, honestly, you're getting trash. There is just no point.
I can't even form a sentence. And also the worst thing was that it's like 10 p.m. in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was just so tired that I couldn't function. Anyway, I was like, shower. What? Did? Also, Al thinks that's hilarious that I don't get in from a night and like shower.
She didn't shout. No, babe. Yesterday you didn't actually shower once.
I did yesterday.
Oh, the day before.
Tuesday I didn't shower
and
once.
we'd had like got up, had a full day out and about, and she hadn't. And then we got back late because we went out and got a bit piddled again. and it didn't take much. My God, those drinks.
We had one drink and we were both like, 2 a.m. drunk. Didn't know what to do about it.
Anyway, then I had to get back and wash my hair, obviously. And then
full hair wash. Can you cope? I'm in bed.
Babe, I would do that 2 a.m.
Anyway, I'm thinking, gosh, she's showering. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to be mindful that Ali is a late person.
A night owl.
She's a night owl and she's got energy. She's like up and at 'em. She wants to shower. She wants to wash her hair, whatever. I'll get tucked into bed. I'll read my book. Lovely. So I'm reading my book. And she comes back in from the shower and she pulls out from her suitcase under the bed an LED mask, the full LED mask that go face, neck, all the good stuff.
Face,
bright
neck,
red.
and deck.
It does it all.
Face,
anyway,
neck and deck.
She sleeps in this little black top to support her chebs and no knickers. So she...
Can I tell you actually what this started because...
Sorry, it's so funny because of the vision, and I actually will ask if we can put a picture in.
No, we'll just cut the
fuzz
food.
your food. Yeah. Everyone must see she comes in. No. She's plugged into the wall so that this LED mask is on. She's got it strapped to her face. She honestly looks like Hannibal Lecter. Like she looks so frightening. And she's got her little foof out and just this little black top on.
And I'd like to make a petition worldwide. Why does every hotel room insist on tucking their bed sheets in? Like you feel like
it's very claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic, Darren. It's a straight jacket situation up there. And I just think we must do better. We must.
So then she's desperately trying to untuck.
No, and it's like they've cemented it in. Why is that?
No, baby, you make such a mountain out of a molehill. She's like huffing and puffing. The LED mask is in full force. It's on, it's bright red. She's untucking the sheets and she looks up at me and she goes, "Don't worry, it's a full service." And then she comes around to my side of the bed. I'm merrily just, reading my book. She starts aggressively
ripping the duvet,
untucking my duvet out, checking my feet are in the right place.
And then once you've unripped, you must then re-put the,
she tucks me
back in.
Sure. And I've never had a turn down like it. It was really quite remarkable.
Turn down service, door to door. If you need me, I can come with my naked food for my LED face, neck and deck. Okay?
So anyway, we thought it was only right that we did this podcast app about holidays.
We had a fight as well.
Oh, we had a fight. Sorry, go on, get that in there.
No, because I just think, we were having a lull in the car. We were having a lull, okay? We were having a lull in the car just about how we were thinking, we wonder what the stories the girls will have. And I was like, I bet you so many girls have stories about the dumbest fights you've, when you're like so drunk on holiday as well and you have stupid
or a bit
fights.
tired, you're a bit sleepy, you're a bit out of your comfort zone, you can be a bit stressed because you've been doing directions.
Yeah.
All the things. Anyway, I was desperate to see La Sagrada Familia and I was like, I'm not bothered. It's a church, do you know what I mean? They all look the same once you get inside.
Anyway, I was actually ready to pay €26, but there was no slot until 5:45 and we had to leave at 4.
She was so angry, but she was vocalizing it so much that I kind of thought she wanted me to, join in. And like my response was to tame her anger, put out the fire. However, she did not want that. She wanted to be entitled to her anger and she wanted to indulge in her frustration that she was unable to see the La Sagrada Familia in all of its glory.
And she was like, "Oh, don't worry. Like it's like every other church in Europe." And I was like, "Well, it's not. If you went to the Vatican City and you didn't go into the Sistine Chapel, you didn't really see the Sistine Chapel." And anyway, we went around the houses about all these fights that you get into on holiday with your friends or your partner or your family that are so stupid and so funny when you look back.
Yeah, it's when the sun's a bit hot and you're a bit dehydrated. You've just got to have a little fight.
And you were having a horrible time in your sweaty pit situation.
Sweaty pit sitch.
Sweaty pit sitch.
I was very sweaty actually the whole time. I'm hot right now actually.
I'm hot now too, and this has got to go back. I hope I don't smell.
Oh dear. Can you tell the good people, if they're new around here, the premise of this podcast before we get into it?
We forgot to do that the last 2 episodes, by the way. So everyone, Gallies.
It's your turn actually to do the pitch.
Guys, this is very serious. I don't know why you're laughing.
Poppy's laughing away over there. Rahana, what have you got to say?
This is a business pitch. Can everyone start taking this seriously?
Right, go on, babe. Sit up.
Okay, Gallies, welcome. This is Leave a Message. Welcome back to your group chat. We are purely here as admins. We're administrative. We thought we can't be asked to do anything else other than just wade through what everyone else has got to say. We wanted to make and create this podcast for you, a podcast by the Gallies for the Gallies, because you are our lifeblood and you guys have the best stories ever and our DMs are full of them. So we thought we best share with the group. Here we are. We must preface this. We always forget to say this. Take our advice with a pinch of salt. I mean, actually like a bucket of salt.
Yeah, good. We are not professionals. Nor will we ever be, probably.
Yeah, and...
Babe, that was very good. I think that summed it up very nicely.
Thank you so much.
I feel like I now know what I'm doing.
Great. Well, I don't, so that makes one of us.
So holidays today. We're chatting all things holidays. And I'm hoping that Poppy has got our first... Oh, what do you want to call the Gallies?
You'll go.
You did last week. I'm going to go for...
Let's pick something Spanish.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Gerard. The guy who did our Carver tasting was called Gerard.
Oh, we must tell you about Gerard after we get there in a bit.
Yeah, you best get on to Gerard number 1.
We must tell you about voice notes. I mean, Gerard. Real Gerard.
Hey, Gallies. So, my holiday story time is a bit of a throwback. It happened when I was 12 years old, so a long time ago now. But basically, I was on holiday in Spain with my family and I needed the toilet and I didn't want to go up to the room because our room was like on the 3rd floor or something. So I just go to the normal toilets that had loads of cubicles and stuff. So I go to the toilets and now I'd always been a bit scared of toilet locks because I got locked in one when I was like 4 or something. But I go in and a cleaner came out of one of the cubicles. And in my like stupid 12-year-old brain, I went, oh, the thing must lock then. So I go in and I shut the door and it's a little bit stiff to shut, but I just shut it. And the lock didn't even work. So I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'll go in a different cubicle. I tried to put it open. No. Didn't open. Completely like stiff shut. And so I'm starting to panic. But I take out my phone. No signal. So what do? I start banging on the door and shouting, help, I'm stuck. And bear in mind, I couldn't crawl underneath because it was one of the doors, that's like all the way to the ceiling and down to the floor. And all these other like women are like shouting back at me, and one of them's like, is she English? Is she what? And everyone's like pulling on the other side of the door. It's not budging, like it's proper like jammed shut. And one of them's like, we're gonna go and get the hotel manager. And I'm like almost in tears at this point, little 12-year-old me, like so scared. So yeah, it finally opened and there's like honestly about 20 people by the taps, like with their kids and everything. And I was so embarrassed and I didn't know what to say. So I was just like, gracias. So I didn't even get to have a wee, but oh well, it was super embarrassing. And let me know if you've ever got locked in a toilet. Anyway, bye. Love you girls.
Gracias. What else can you...
babe, she didn't even get to have a wee.
What else is there to say other than gracias, adios?
Oh, Gerard 1, that is an absolute nightmare.
Have you
I have a very irrational fear, not about toilets, but about getting...
In lifts, she always says that.
In a lift, I really don't like it. Just then, I was getting on the lift in Bank, and I got in, and something wasn't right. It wasn't closing and everyone was stood, and when you're there a bit too long and then everyone starts looking at each other like, and I was getting so touchy and I went, it's not working, I think we should all get out.
You actually say that?
Yeah, there was about 25 people in the lift. I was like, it's not working. We all need to get out now.
Why are you
I was panicking.
Why are you so worried about lifts? When did you ever get stuck in a lift?
Never have I ever.
How bizarre.
I also get really worried that they're just going to drop.
Babe, don't worry, because after watching The Society of the Snow, there's hope for everyone.
Yeah, you can get out of anything.
Well, also, if you got stuck in a lift with 25 people, babe, you might actually be sitting pretty.
At a banquet. All you can eat buffet.
Starter, main, dessert, 3 times a day.
That is very dark.
We were talking about this the other day, really off topic. If anyone has watched Society of the Snow.
It's so good.
Have you watched it, either of you two?
Oh, girls, you must.
Guys, you must.
Well, basically, I'll give you a quick rundown. They crash a plane and then they all get stranded in the
Andes.
In the Andes, sorry. Very snowy, very cold. The ones that die, basically for the other ones to survive, they have to eat the dead.
And they're eating their friends. And
Friends and family.
And we were saying, like, I said to her, if I died and I was your last chance of getting out of there alive, please be my guest.
I know, but then I said, well, I wouldn't have much meat, so it wouldn't be very helpful.
Well, my tits and arse might last you a couple of days.
Not your arse. I'll be struggling on your arse.
You could probably nibble my calves a sec. That would...
Your tits, I'll give you. I'd have a lovely time with that.
Getting locked in
the toilet
is not something that I
you don't fear it.
I don't fear it because I just think, well, someone will surely notice I'm not.
I mean,
there.
you should see the way Ali Mack uses a public toilet. She'd never get locked in. She squats. She squats over it, basically holds the door.
Yes!
Holds all her clothes like this. It's just a freeze frame. She gushes out her wee and then she's out of there before you can even, blink. She's honestly so quick.
I wouldn't even lock the door because I don't like to touch the germs on the lock.
Yeah, so you'd be fine.
I'd be fine. No worries, babe. Take a leaf out of my book.
It is funny, isn't it, how when you're young, things like that is panicking. It's like when you lose your mum at Tesco.
Oh my God. And
that's panic-inducing. That's like...
And your whole body is like hot. You know, when I even still get that
you
now,
get
babe.
quite panicky.
Like this morning when I couldn't find my license, I honestly, like, you know, when you just like can't even think, you're so panicky. I was like sweating. I had to take all my clothes off. Obviously, I found it. But it does get to that stage where you think, oh my God, I literally can't even think or see because I'm so panicked.
I was quite impressed that she had a mobile phone at 12.
I had a mobile phone at 12.
I guess when you first go to secondary school, did you get a phone?
I had one at 8.
8?
Because babe, first of all, it wasn't a smartphone. It was a Motorola Flip.
Epic. Was it pink?
Yeah.
Obsessed, so was mine.
And it was also because my parents went together and I had to text them every night that I was like, okay, and I had what I had for dinner.
Yes, because you were either or's parents.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry, can I just say?
Sure, please.
Thinking of like holidays when I was younger. When I was 12, I had this little bikini on. I was having a nice time. It was the first time I'd worn, you know, when you don't really wear a bikini top. And then it was the first year that I was like, I'm going to wear a bikini because I've got something going on here, girls.
I've got chebs.
Something started to happen. Yeah, right. My chebs are chebbing. Anyway, I'm with my 2 older cousins. We're, you know, having a nice time in and around the pool. Anyway, I'm kind of like the class clown. That's like my role. I'm just like all funny, silly girl.
Really?
Yeah. Shocking. You wouldn't believe it. But when I was younger, I was a good time gal. Anyway, I'm running around. We're doing that competition where you have to jump in the air into the pool and do a funny shape and everyone has to guess what you did. Like you did running or like I'm shopping.
Or like a ninja.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was doing that, jump in, all good, happy, I've done my move, I'm elated with it. I swim out. Turns out I've got no cosy on at all. Tops are falling off and the bottoms. Oh. Mortifying.
That's happened to me as an adult.
Absolutely mortifying. As an adult?
As an adult, actually, sorry.
And you got out without noticing. How did I not notice?
Because I just think
off.
It's just like water on your body. It doesn't matter if there's cloth there or not. You just don't really know.
And then suddenly you're naked.
Suddenly you're naked and like everyone's looking at your chebs.
Oh, it's a nightmare. I was so embarrassed.
I will tell you, this is not my story. This was a meme viral once. Probably you've heard this. There was this woman goes to a water park. She's wearing a bikini, a string bikini, and she's on her period and she's got a tampon in. And her husband, have you heard this? Her husband goes up and goes, oh babe, don't worry, you've just got some string hanging out of your bikini. And he pulls her tampon out of her vagina.
No, that's not real.
Babe, it's real. She's done an interview, this woman.
Sorry. Why would she not stop him? No, babe, I don't have the string hanging out.
No, obviously she did, but babe, it was too late. He said, oh, you know, sometimes like if it was like a piece of string, he'd be like, oh, sorry, babe, you've just got a bit of string hanging.
He got a good grip, didn't he? And he got a good one.
Can you imagine the force with which he removed that tampon from her vagina?
Wow, that's not right.
And then everyone's looking around at her. I've done it on a water slide, babe, as well. My whole foof's come out on a water slide. You know, when it just like, and the water, my God, have you ever had the water like go actually up your nose?
I think it feels quite nice. I'm just up and down the lazy river like you wouldn't believe. I love it. Poppy's like moving up and up.
Hi Gallies, my name is Izzy. I'm a big fan of the podcast and of your videos. The holiday story that I would like to share is from when me and my mum went on a little girly holiday to Lyon in France. This was 2 years ago now. I had some EasyJet vouchers and a dream, and we just found somewhere cheap to go and went for a couple of days thinking, this is going to be great, really relaxing, we both deserve a break. Little did we know. We arrive, Airbnb, can't get in. The host is messaging us saying, oh, I've left the keys like in a combination lockbox thing that's attached to a gate, but like halfway down the street from where we were staying. weird, but we were like, okay, we spent ages and ages trying to get it out. Torrential rain outside, by the way. Opened it, finally, they're not in there. So we had to contact the host. They were like, oh, sorry, forgot to put them in there from the last guest. So then we had to wait, meet up with this host, finally got the keys. Thinking, whew, that's all the shit part of this holiday over and done with in the, first hour of the trip, really. Little did we know. 3 hours later, we were like, let's go to a supermarket. Upon coming out of the supermarket, mugged. I was immediately mugged for my whole handbag. Phone, purse, just handbag grabbed, gone. Spoke to the security in the supermarket. They were like, there's nothing we can do. Sorry. They didn't want to deal with it because of the language barrier, basically. So then I had 3 more days of a holiday with my mum with no phone and no money. And then on the last day, the oven in the Airbnb just completely packed in and we had no running water in the building. So turned out to be not at all the fun little girly break we thought it was going to be. Just things going wrong, one after another. And yeah, I haven't been abroad since then. So fingers crossed something is on the cards for me soon. Brings back my passion for traveling. Never got my phone back. Tracked it on my iPhone. It was in, I think, Algeria the next day. And then gone. Wherever my little green iPhone 12 is, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for listening to me ramble for 3 minutes. Love you, girls.
Oh, babe, you must get back on the horse and on the EasyJet flight.
She had EasyJet vouchers in a dream, and look what happened. I might get that on a t-shirt. I've got EasyJet vouchers in a dream.
My God, what an absolute shit show.
It's horrible when it all goes wrong in a country where you really don't speak the language. I mean...
Wait, where did she go? Sorry?
She was in France, so, listen in your GCSEs is all I'll say, girls.
I actually think that often. I do think I wish I had listened to what Madame Goddard was saying.
We had Madame Underwood. I was so bad at French. Well, babe, I couldn't do a word right now.
Spanish not great either, I've got to tell you.
I took a Spanish AS level. I honestly couldn't string a sentence together. It was so embarrassing.
It was so bad. We could have, we should have been able to at least ask people for directions in Spanish.
I can do that. I can say left. Where's left? Donde izquierda? Things like that put me off booking Airbnb. Like turning up, not finding the lockbox, then there not being a key in the lockbox. Like I find that unbelievably stressful.
I find that sad because actually some of the best places I've stayed in have been Airbnbs.
You're right, actually. Airbnb give you some of the best places I've ever stayed have been Airbnbs, don't get me wrong. But
well, I won't get you wrong then.
Don't get me wrong. Get me right. Get me right.
No, I wanted to pick up on the thread about being mugged because I feel like, okay, when we went to this, I've never been to Barcelona before. Well, I have been, but like for an hour. But the people...
When we were in Barcelona for an hour?
Because we were staying like just outside and I was with a big group of people.
You popped in.
And I just, what a waste of time. You might as well sack it off. The people, we went to this carver making with Gerard and what was his name, the man that took our pictures?
I can't remember actually.
Stoney. Was his name Stoney? Stoney?
Maybe. Can't remember. I was so pissed by that point. I don't know what happened.
We do not endorse
excessive drinking, but Ali wouldn't drink on this carver trip because she doesn't really like carver.
And I would have been on the floor / asleep.
She would have been on the floor because she's a lightweight. And I felt rude because it was unlimited carver and they were pouring all this carver. So I obviously drank everyone's carver.
Because she's got a humongous people-pleasing problem.
Yeah, it was people-pleasing. So I was getting absolutely 2 a.m. bladdered because I didn't want this poor man to have any carver left over.
Guys, honestly, you should have seen her.
I was on the floor.
My God, it was so bad. And then we got outside and this guy was like, let's take these really arty pictures of us. And she was like, whoa!
He was like telling us to put our leg up and he was like moving the phone like on a tilt. It was really funny.
Anyway, we got back in the car and he looks her dead in the eye. It was like outside of Barcelona, like up in the mountains. We get back in the car to go back. He looked her dead in the eye and was like, be careful out there.
Yeah, a lot of people in Barcelona were very serious about how careful we should be. And I'm not going to lie.
Oh, we were talking about Barclays. This is why we were talking about Barclays, because Barclays blocked our card every 15 minutes every time we tried to buy a coffee.
They couldn't believe how much we were spending in Barcelona. They were so confused. They were like, number one, you've never left the country in this business card. And number two, why are you spending so much so regularly?
Because it was a hashtag ad, hashtag paid, hashtag gifted, hashtag free.
Yeah, we were hashtag spending all our hashtag money. That wasn't hashtag ours. And we were having a good time.
Because we're hashtag influencers, hashtag content creators. Don't know if you know.
Very good. You do need to be safe on holiday, and you do need to have your wits about you. And the worst thing to happen, like, thank God her passport wasn't in her handbag and that was stolen too. That's a world of pain. You don't want to be losing your passport on holiday.
Sorry, I've completely actually forgotten we were talking about her awful holiday. I thought we were just talking about ourselves.
You got confused and you brought it back to yourself, but that's okay.
Oops, as usual.
As usual, classic.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Sorry,
they were meant to have a gorgeous, lovely girls' trip and it all went wrong, but I still think you should leave the country.
Oh, Ovs. Listen, I think sometimes those things can really put you off.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it is a nightmare. And like, you know, you've then got to block your phone and block your cards. And that's hard enough to do when you're in London, let alone being in France.
Traveling in general can just like the whole process of traveling can actually really put you off. But you must remember the end goal. And even if the end goal, me and my family once had this kind of holiday, right? It was actually horrendous.
Everything went wrong.
No, babe, like on another level. So we'd booked this villa. And we'd paid for this villa and we'd gone out, like we were taking our family friends and it was us and another family and like two of my friends, Min and you know Min?
Yeah.
And Annabelle were there. Anyway, we arrive in this airport and essentially the whole thing was a scam. We'd paid, the villa didn't exist. Nothing.
So bad.
Okay. So we're in the villa. There were about 50, in the airport, there were about 15 of us. We had nowhere to stay, no nothing. We honestly, like, it was, I can't express to you how terrible it was. But actually, the outcome was that we, like, stayed in this really, you know, like, obviously all the hotels had absolutely no space because we had.
Did you have travel insurance? Is that, like...
No,
I would never get travel insurance.
He was
Maybe
a full-on con man. Like, there was no insurance.
So bad.
So bad. And... But actually, you have to kind of like sometimes find the joy in it. Like it was a really special holiday because we stayed in this really lovely local hotel and like all the people were so like friendly and we got to know the culture a bit better. And like, it just became that holiday that was just like so marked by something, it was actually horrendous.
And also thank God you were #blessed to have the money to be able to, you know, like.
Do you know what I mean? Like find alternatives. But, you know, getting mugged is not ideal. I would just say carry a bum bag and strap it to your bag. My mum always says that. Like in Barcelona, I shouldn't have been carrying that little baggie.
No.
You must have a bag that's
stuff
honestly
was just flopping out of it all the time.
Even when we were in the market, the people were like, there are pickpockets everywhere.
Move your bags, hold your bags.
Crangy.
Well, you must be careful.
We're so oblivious and obnoxious anyway.
When I went travelling when I was 19, my mum made me wear a money belt. You know, the one that sits under your clothes.
Babe, to be fair, as you should, because if you like fell asleep in the wrong place just for like 10 minutes, someone could literally take all of your stuff.
Are you falling asleep?
Like in a train station or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You could actually fully get everything stolen.
I'm a deep sleeper as well.
Well, don't I know it?
I wouldn't know if I was pickpocketed when I was asleep. Babe, you said you couldn't hear my sleeping. She's lying.
On the plane, I could hear it. I didn't have my earplugs in there. You sound like you're on like a life support machine.
I sound like an 80-year-old man when I sleep. Okay, next voice note.
Next voice note, Gerard.
Hiya, girlies. This is my mental story for Leave a Message.
Good.
So, whilst I was backpacking, I met this girl in a hostel and we just got chatting and we were talking about like horrible backpacking stories and like traumatic things. Because backpacking can be the pits. And so she was telling me she was in Vietnam, I think, and she was on a night out. She met this guy, chatting, flirting, whatever. Anywho, it turns out he roofied her. He took her wherever. And then she woke up and he wasn't there. And she was like, what the bloody hell has happened? Like awful. She didn't know what was going on. She made her way back to her hostel and she found out that she had this massive scar on her back and she was in like a lot of pain. And she was like, what is this? I've never had this scar before. So she goes to hospital because she's like, I don't know what's happened.
Oh my God.
It's awful. Turns out the guy who she met at the bar took her somewhere and surgically removed her kidney.
I was going to say
she
organ
now
harvest.
is living her life with one kidney. The hospital were like, it's done perfectly, like no problems. You've got no health problems now. And her kidney's probably been sold to the black market to God knows who. And she's now just living her life with one kidney, but she didn't even know. That's mental. So that's my story, girls. stay safe out
That's
there.
one of the most mental things I've actually ever heard in my entire life.
My God, that's blown.
Stop writing. I just wrote Vietnam.
That's blown my mind. I might need to let that sink in for a minute.
I just must sit down for a second. I am sitting already, but I must just sit deeper.
I must lie on the floor, jaw on the floor.
It's done perfectly.
Was he a surgeon? What, and you think he was harvesting the organ?
So much to discuss.
As if they sold it.
Yeah, babe, that's a full thing. Do you remember that story I was telling? I've been telling everyone I know this about the organ harvest.
Yeah.
This story, I don't know who this is from. I've been told this firsthand from someone that I can't remember who it is. Her mum's friend went to Turkey for a tummy tuck, died on the operating table. Her body was returned to the UK, missing her heart. So they basically killed her. She knows this story, that's why she's not looking shocked. So they basically killed her for her heart, and like it was marketed as a tummy tuck, but she fully had her heart harvested. Same things happened to these roofie and gas. How much does a kidney sell for? Can we look that up?
Sorry. Rahana's actually Googling it. Go on, babe, get it.
2 phones out as well. Let's get price comparison. Get on Go Compare, would you?
That is shocking.
Vietnam versus Turkey. How much do you think they're getting for a kidney out there?
How much are you getting for a kidney?
You know, at some places, like a liver is like 80 grand or something. But I'd like to know, how do you even get to the black market? If I was in need of a lung, how would I get to the lung black market? Like,
well, thank God you wouldn't need to in this country, is all I'll say. £100,000
for one kidney.
Oh my God, he was quids in. Wow.
One kidney, is that one kidney?
And also, sorry, this is a horrible thing to say, but he's obviously like, you know, a surgeon, and all he had to do was roofie a girl, did it very neatly, very perfectly, and she could move on with her life.
And she didn't even feel any pain, babe. If you've had a kidney removed, you'd think you were like, ow. She just noticed the scar.
And she woke up the next morning. So he did it overnight. That is wild. That's got to be the worst thing to happen on a night out, maybe ever.
No, yeah.
You went out, put your dancing shoes on, think you might pull, come back without a kidney. That's wild. I've lost a purse, but I've never lost a kidney. Had a few blisters, but not a new scar.
Don't worry about getting mugged and your passport missing. Fucking hell.
Wow. So this guy I know called Darren, he went traveling to Thailand. Sorry, we're giving Thailand, Vietnam a really bad rap, but listen, if you go out there, you've got to be careful. So anyway, he goes out. And they're at this bar and there's these prostitutes there and they're all kind of quite keen to get some business. They're being quite like, you know, active in the marketing. Anyway, he thinks, I'm in Thailand, I'm young, why not?
I better support their small business.
Exactly, thank you, yes. So this girl's like, we go back to your hotel room. And he's like, oh, no, he's sharing a twin room, a bit like us. It'd be like I brought a prostitute home the other night. Would have been weird. So she's like, okay, you come to my house. So she gets him in a cab. She pays for the cab, right? They stop. She goes, oh, you've got stinky breath because he's been smoking all night. So she stops, buys him some toothbrush and toothpaste. They get back in the cab, go back to hers. It's down this like really dodgy alleyway. At this point, I said to him, I was like, did you really not think this was like the end of your life? That she was just like paying for you to like get brought into a gang to get trafficked or something? That would have been my first thought. He's a guy, so he probably wasn't so like on high aware. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, gets up to her flat and she's like, okay, shower time. So she takes off.
Must wash your bollocks first.
Yeah, you must wash. Puts him in the shower, takes all his clothes off, puts him in the shower, gets out a medical, like, grade-size sponge, like, you know, the big ones they have in old people's homes, soap on, starts rubbing him down in the shower, does a proper thorough all over, up in and out.
Back, sack and crack.
Exactly. Gets out, makes him brush his teeth. Anyway, and then she's like...
Sorry, I'm really sorry, but Darren, at what point do you think this is not fucking right? I'm really sorry. How thick do you have to be to let a prostitute wash your back, sack and crack, brush your teeth with toothpaste that she's
hasn't even paid her yet, by the way, so all of this service is free currently, and she's paid for the taxi and the toothpaste.
Door to door, does she have an LED face neck and tech on?
I bet she did untuck the sheets, yeah. So when he gets out, he's had a bit to drink. He's in Thailand, you know, he's having a good time. So
I was thinking this must be the culture.
he's not quite standing to attention.
Babe, say it as it is. He couldn't get it up.
He couldn't get it up, thank you. She's like, rumpy now. And he's like, she said it. We do rumpy now. And he's like,
Time for a PB touch.
PB touch. Couldn't get it up. So anyway, she goes, okay, sleep. So anyway, then she lets him sleep. So he falls fast asleep in this prostitute's house, right? Not worried about his safety. I'd have been so scared. I'd have thought, well, I'll never wake up again. This will be the end of me. But he's so pissed. He just thinks, whatever. Falls asleep, our Darren. Gets woken up in the morning by the prostitute. And she goes, you're hungry now. She makes him...
Babe, is this a fake story?
I Bible this is real. I'll ring him in a minute if you want. I Bible this is real. She then makes him, he said, the spiciest noodles he's ever had in his life. He said he was sweating from how hot these noodles were in this prostitute's house, eating these noodles. He literally puts them down, finishes. She goes, okay, rumpy now. They have sex. He then pays her the money, which was about equivalent to an English £10 note, is what she charged him. He then got his clothes on after they'd had sex, they'd done the business, he'd paid, not a lot, but he paid for the service. And then he goes, oh God, that was my only bit of cash. He can't get a cab from her house. So she gives him half back to be able to get a cab home. So she made a £5 and she fed him and he got free bed and board.
That's cheaper than any hostel you'll find.
I think quite a good idea if you're backpacking. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's not kidney harvesting, but it's quite the story, isn't it? Poor Darren.
Can't stop thinking about that kidney. Whoever you are, Gerard out there, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Well, it's Gerard number 3's friend, wasn't it? She met her travelling. That's a good story to tell when you're
honestly,
travelling.
I'm not going to stop thinking about, you know, when you think about those things, how can you wake up and not know you're missing a kidney?
It's really traumatic as well. She must be going to therapy for that.
She must.
You wouldn't go out again.
Good thing we've got BetterHelp sponsoring us now. Thank God. Get in touch with them. Oh, well, thank God. We found a way to link it back to the podcast. Link it back to leave a message.
Are we at time? Do we need to wrap up? Yeah, okay. Lucky for you, I've made notes for a little wrap up. Teacher's pet.
Okay, teacher's
Fran's
pet.
not here, so I got worried. Right, Gerard number 1, the locked door.
Babe, you best bring a phone and a pick lock with you next time.
Yeah, next time, you did the right thing. You shouted for help. Next time, I'd do the wee. I know you're panicking, but I'd probably just get that done while you're in there.
If you're there.
If you're there,
You know what I mean?
you might as well.
Have a dump while you're at it too. You got time.
Or do the Ali Mac techers where you just squat over the toilet, hand on the door, you don't bother locking.
No, not the hand, babe, the foot. Never touch. Can I tell you how
You show me how you're doing a piss and having your foot on the door at the same time.
Did you pee? Did you sit on the EasyJet Loo last night? I
Yeah,
knew you would have
100%.
done. It was disgusting, babe. There was piss everywhere. Did you not see
That
the
was
piss?
probably me.
Right, Gerard number 2.
Gerard number 2, mugged.
Babe, get a body bag. Not a body bag.
She's going into organ harvesting. She's heard how much a kidney costs and she's thinking, better get a body bag.
Babe, 3 of those and I could buy a house.
Just 3 kidneys and you could buy a pretty big house. It's 7 years at doctor school though to be able to do it well.
Oh.
Can you believe he did it so well?
You could pay yourself back in 1 kidney, babe.
So get yourself a bum bag, I think.
Crossbody bag is what I meant to
Crossbody
say.
bag. Get yourself a crossbody bag, leave your passport in the safe, and really do be on high alert when you're traveling in other countries.
Especially if you're alone. We were saying this, like, we are lucky that we're together and, like, you know, I know we're obnoxious, but there are 2 of us. So one can always, you know, like when you're in a group of people, it's slightly you're less easy to target. But if you are alone, actually be careful because, like, we don't want any galleys going missing and getting their
Kidneys
organs harvested.
Yeah,
Do you know
all
what
getting
I mean?
mugged. Gerard number 3 has got to be star of the week.
Yeah, babe, I'm
Star of the week. What a voice
story.
note. What a story. If I had a story like that, you best believe I'd tell every man and his dog about it.
I'd have gone on this morning, honestly.
She must have done. We must look that up.
We must. Was her name Gerard?
Yeah. Sorry.
Gerard's friend. Can you actually let us know if you're alive and, like, kicking?
Yeah, how's your kidney? How's your 1 kidney doing? Are you okay?
How's your piss? Is it a normal colour? Are you having trouble with your piss? Like, is it coming out darker than usual?
I did not know that was the function of the kidneys, I won't lie.
Babe! Well, fucking hell, you're never going to be able to make 260 grand out of an organ. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, I couldn't harvest a I couldn't harvest anything. Couldn't harvest a toenail. Not if I tried.
Thank you, Gallies. We love you. I'm crying now. I've got tears in my eyes.
That was so good. Holiday special. If you're going on holiday, keep your wits about you.
And don't get your organs harvested.
If you're listening and you like what you heard, then please send us your voice notes about anything and everything. We want the good, the bad, the ugly, and this relies on you sending them in. So do us a solid. Best watch your drinks, girls.
Mwah, love you. Adios.